Hi all, this is Charity from F.R.O.G Crochet, and I'm going to do the tutorial for my versatile wrap. Start out with a slip knot. Alright, now if you're going to use a 4-weight yarn, I would start out, as I'm just going to do a small sample of what it looks like. But if you're going to use a 4-weight, 164 is your chain that you start out with. Or if you do a 3-weight, 194 is your start out chain. If you want it longer, you can do what it is multiples of 6 plus 2. All right. But if you want that longer than 164. I am short-armed, but that's what it would be for me. But if you need it longer, you can, and that's why I gave you the multiples. But starting out, I am just going to do a small sample for you. I am going to start out with a chain of 20. That is 18 plus 2. So that's how you do a chain right there. It's very simple. You just go through like that if you do not know how to do a chain yet. All right, I will get my 20 and I'll be right back. All right, now I did a foundation row, which is just a row of single crochets. So we're just gonna skip that first chain, and I do in the back loop so that you'll have that nice edge to it without having to put a border on it. So just go in here and simply, after you skip that first chain, starting in the second chain from the hook, just do 1 single crochet in every stitch to the end. And I will meet back up with you when I get that done on mine. I forgot to show some of you that don't know how to do a single crochet. I'm sorry. There's your chain. That's what the top side looks like. That's your bottom loop. You just stick your hook through that bottom loop right there. I'll pull yarn over through. You got 2 loops on your hook, and you got a single. I like mine a little tighter than that, but it's however you feel comfortable doing it. But there you go. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my chain done. So that's what it looks like. Or my foundation, sorry, not chain, my single crochet rows. So that's why I like to do the back loop, because your stitches look like that on the end, and that's your top. All right, so we'll chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3, and turn our work. And then we will go right into that first stitch right here and do a double crochet. And then you do 2 more double crochets, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So we'll do it like this. It's a double, sorry, and I forgot to show. You do a yarn over your hook, go through those 2 loops, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull through, you can yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2. That's a double crochet if you don't know how to make a double crochet. All right, so that's what you're going to look like right there. And then you chain up 3, and then you skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in that 4th one, and you do 2 more double crochets. So it's 3 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3, and do 3 double crochets. All right, and I will meet you at the end here. You should have 3 sets of these. 3 or 4 sets, sorry, probably 4 sets. No, I think it's 3. All right, anyway, 3 sets of these double crochets, but now if you're doing the bigger one, you won't. I am just doing, I should have 3 sets because I'm just doing a short one, but I guess I can go ahead and do this real quick. But anyway, so there's that. All right, now we have 4 chains at the end, or 4 single crochets at the end. When you get to the end of your row, whichever number you picked to do your multiples of, you chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you skip these 3 and you just do 1 double crochet at the very end. And that's what it should look like right there. All right. Whoop. Sorry. Try to fix this. I bumped my thing. All right. Sorry, y'all. Y'all went timber. All right. Now, that's what it looks like. All right. Now, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. Now this is how you do all your rows from here for this. Your starting row looks like that. Then your next row is just going to be simply you chain up 3 and you do 3 double crochet in that chain space right there. And chain 3 and double crochet there. Just simply 3 double crochets in the chain spaces and then chain 3 over the top of the double crochets like that. All right, and I will show you a reason why we did this at the end here in just a sec. So we just do a chain of 3, double crochet 3 in here. All right, and we chain 3 and you skip 1, 2, 3, and then at the top of this chain space right here in the top chain, the 3rd chain there in that, you go through and you put a double crochet in the top of this. Alrighty, and you just repeat this 2 more times, and I'll be right back with you to show you how to do the staggered double crochet pairs. Okay, that's what it'll look like if you do 4 rows. Now that's what I did for the rainbow one. I did 4 rows of this, and then I did 3 rows of the staggered double crochet pairs. Now, and then the other one I did 4 rows of this and only 2 rows of the staggered double crochet pairs. Now, the reason why I put that in there was when I first was introduced to doing the Battle of the Stitches, was that that they used this particular book, but I had a book at home, and so I looked up to see if I had that particular stitch in my book, and the only thing I could find that was close to it, and it was a totally different shape, totally different stitch pattern, but it had pretty much almost the same name, except for where it said staggered double crochet pairs. Now this one is just called double crochet, staggered double crochet, which a friend of mine, I showed her this and she said it looks just like the granny squares, or the granny stitch, which it does. All right, now for this, I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to use a standing double crochet 2 together in this. All right, I'll go through here. I've already got, already got my slip knot, and I've yarned over, and we're gonna go through the top of that first double crochet, and we're gonna do half of that double crochet, and then go through this stitch if I can. There it goes. Go through that first chain and do half of that crochet, double crochet stitch, and pull through all 3, and that is a standing double crochet 2 together. And then we will chain of 1. Now you can go around these, so you could do this. Just do your, start off with your double crochet part of it, and then go around and do your other one like that, and you got 3 loops, pull through 2, and then your chain 1. So you can either do it this way or around the loop, round it. All right, and that's how you do this. That's how you do the staggered double crochet pairs. You just go through and you do a double crochet 2 together like this. That's the 2 together, and then your chain 1. All right, if you will do however you want to do it, go through the stitches like this or go around the chains. Now right here you will have to use this stitch and then the chain. So, but it's every 2 stitches and you don't skip. But I will show you a reason why we need that chain in there. But anyway, I will meet you down here at this end and show you how to finish off. All right, be right back with you. Okay, I'm all the way down here. I have 2 stitches left. Now you do use this one and the top of this chain. So you go through here and you do your double crochet as normal, or 2 together, double crochet 2 together as normal. But you can't finish this off with a chain. So what we're gonna do to make that another stitch that you're gonna need is we're gonna just do a double crochet in the same stitch as that last one, so you'll have that space for that chain 1, because you will need that stitch. So that's what it will look like. Now you can do it this way to turn around. You can chain up 1 and turn your work and go ahead and start doing that staggered double crochet 2 together. So you can do it like this and then do your chain of 1, but you got all that extra right there. Let me show you how I do it. Now, this is a little different. Okay, you got your loop. I'm already turned around. All right, what I do is kind of like doing a single crochet. So you go through here, pull up like this, then you go ahead, pull your yarn through. Then you go through this front loop right here, like this, and pull through. And you still have 2 loops on your hook, like that. And then you go ahead and go through these 2, like that, and pull through. It still has that extra, but it looks more, not as bulky, I don't think. But it's however you want to do it. You can do the chain of 1 or do the way I do it, because that is another, they call that an alternative double crochet. And then you just chain up one, and then you just go like this. You go into this chain one space right here and do your half, your other half of the second one, and there you go. There's your stitch, chain of one. So that's why you need that chain one there, is because you will use this chain one in the top of that to do your two together and make it, and it makes it work. So these two, because this one basically is two stitches. You just did multiples of 2 plus 2. So anyway, but because this is an even number and this is an even number, these two do go together. But this is how I do my rows of staggered double crochet pairs. All right, let me finish this down to the end and I'll meet back up with you, and I will show you how to change it to adding on another row of this. I am just going to do 2 of these and 4 of these. Now that's how I did the tan, blue, and green, was 4 rows of this and 2 rows of these. The rainbow, I did 4 rows of this and 3 rows of this stitch. It's however you want to do it. That's why I love how versatile these 2 stitches are. They work together very well. But it's, and you do as many rows as you want to on it. Now I did the tan and blue and the green. That was 14 rows of both of those together, and that's how much yarn it took to do those, using those, they were donut things of yarn, and I had very little left. I didn't have enough to go back across. So anyway, they're 14 rows of each, well, of all of these together. Did 14 rows of these and these. So and I just kind of alternated them around. That one, I did not count how many rows I did. I can count that later. But anyway, it's just however long you want to make it, however short you want to make it, just whatever number you want to use. But anyway, I will catch up with you down here. I am only going to do 2 rows of this, and then I will show you how to add this on to this after I get down here at this end, because it is a little different than starting this row. Okay. All right, now down at this end you will have just 2 rows left. Just again, you just do, 2 stitches left. You just do, instead of that chain 1, you will do your 2 together, double crochet, stitch like so, and then you will just put that double crochet in there at the end. So don't forget that you need that double crochet right there. All right, so that's that one. Now I'm just gonna leave these on here, but I am going to, I know this is gonna look weird, but pull this up there, and we're just gonna add in this blue. All right, as if we were just gonna be tying in a new blue. Sorry, oh, I've got a tangled mess here. I'm trying to do this as simple as possible. All right, now I'm just doing this as if I've got a loop on my already on here attached. All right, you're just gonna slip stitch this on here like this, and you're gonna chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you do not, like this down here, you don't go back into this one. You just simply skip this stitch. Oops, sorry. You don't go back into this one. You go ahead, chain up your 3. You go into this stitch right here and do your first 3. Like this. So when you change over and start doing this staggered double crochet again in the top of these, you need to slip stitch here, chain up 3. Don't go back into that first stitch. You go to the very next one and do your 3 double crochets, chain of 3, and then we'll skip this chain, that 2 together, that chain, and then go into the top of this 2 together and do, because that skips 3 stitches, and then you go right into this top of these 3. Now I did not go around any of those when I did this. I did go into the stitch. So that's what it'll look like. All right, and we skip 1, 2, 3 and into that one. That, and then we do 1, 2, and 3, and down here you will have 4 stitches. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we skip 1, 2, 3, and in that 4th we just do a double crochet, just like we did down there. But that's how you do that. So it's still the same, but it's a little different down here. So, and then you just simply do like you did before, chain of 3, and turn your work. And do your double crochets. This. It's that simple. Okay, and you just repeat, like I said, you can repeat this row however many times you want, then add this in, and then do these, or you don't even have to add that in if you don't want to. I just think that gives it a different look. I liked how it looked together, and they do work together because they are even numbers, but that's what it would look like. Actually, this right here. But I just carried this up. You don't have to do that. I was just doing that for the tutorial so I didn't have to cut my yarn. But anyway, I was being lazy. But anyway, that's what it would look like if you want to do this pattern. Alrighty, I guess I will catch y'all later. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. That is the tutorial for the versatile wrap. Like I said, you can do this. You can even make this into a scarf if you would like. However you want to do with it. It's a very versatile. These 2 stitches are very versatile with each other. So, anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed week. Bye, y'all.